There's a question that most men will never think to ask a woman. It's not complicated and it's not a trick, but for some reason, it remains a secret hidden in plain sight. The few men who do ask it, however, are the ones she can't stop thinking about. They're the ones she finds herself texting her friends about late at night, trying to capture the feeling he gave her. They're the ones who can turn a simple, casual conversation into a memory she replays in her mind for days, searching for the warmth and the spark she felt. If you're a man who's still defaulting to the usual, "So, how was your day?" and then wondering why she's giving you one-word answers, why she isn't opening up to you emotionally or showing signs of physical attraction, then this might be the most important message you hear all year. My name is Dr. Evelyn Hartwell, and I'm a men's health advisor specializing in relationship dynamics. Today, we're going to uncover exactly what that question, or rather, that type of question, is. We'll explore why it works on a deep psychological level, and most importantly, how you can use this approach naturally without ever sounding like you're reading from a script. Before we get to the specific words, we need to understand the engine that makes them powerful. There are 3 psychological triggers that most men completely ignore when they talk to women, and they are the foundation of genuine attraction. The first trigger is this. Curiosity creates far more attraction than confidence ever could. Most guys believe that attraction is a performance. They think they need to be impressive. So, they enter a conversation armed with a resume of their accomplishments. They talk about their job, the promotion they just got, their car, their fitness routine. And look, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being successful or proud of your life. But here's what's really happening in a woman's mind when a man spends the entire conversation listing his own highlights. She starts to zone out. Her mind wanders. She might be smiling and nodding, but she's emotionally checking out. Why? Because attraction isn't born from what you tell her about yourself. It's born from how you make her feel about herself when she is with you. The fastest way to make a woman feel fascinating, valued, and emotionally alive is to show a genuine curiosity about her inner world. Don't ask her questions that just skim the surface, like, "What do you do for work?" or "Where did you go to school?" These are interview questions. They keep the conversation safe, logical, and completely flat. They don't create an emotional spark, they just gather data. But when you ask a woman about her passions, about the moments that shaped her into the person she is today, about what truly makes her feel alive, you're doing something radically different. You are inviting her into a deeper, more meaningful space. It's a space where she can express her authentic self, reflect on her journey, and even dream a little. When a woman feels seen and understood on that level, an incredible thing happens. Desire begins to build. Now, this is where a lot of guys get nervous and mess it up. They worry that asking these deeper questions will make them seem too intense, too invested, or even vulnerable. But here's the truth. Asking emotional questions doesn't signal neediness. It signals depth. It proves that you're a man who isn't afraid of a real connection. And frankly, that courage is what will instantly separate you from every other guy who is just trying to impress her with superficial chatter. This leads us to the second, crucial psychological trigger. Women do not open their bodies where they cannot first open their hearts. I know that idea can make some men uncomfortable. We've been conditioned to believe that attraction is about a quick-witted charm, a confident bravado, and maybe some well-timed physical touch. But true, lasting intimacy, the kind that feels electric, begins with emotional safety. Emotional safety doesn't mean you have to agree with everything she says. It doesn't mean you become soft, weak, or a people pleaser. It simply means she feels that she can be her complete, unfiltered self around you without being judged, pressured, or rushed. When a woman's nervous system can finally calm down in your presence, when she trusts that you see her and not just an object of desire, that's when her defensive walls naturally begin to soften. You create this profound sense of safety by listening without immediately planning your rebuttal. You do it by asking thoughtful follow-up questions instead of hijacking the conversation and redirecting it back to yourself. Simple phrases like, "Tell me more about that," or "What does that mean to you?" are incredibly powerful. When you do this, she experiences something exceptionally rare. A man who doesn't just consume her stories for his own entertainment, but actually holds them with respect. A man who isn't intimidated by her emotions, but welcomes them. That feeling of being safely held by your presence is what allows her to relax into her femininity. And that relaxation is the gateway to desire. But there's one more layer here, a third trigger that most men miss entirely, and it's critical. You must understand the difference between need and desire. Need is a repellent, desire is a magnet. When you enter a conversation needing her approval, needing her to like you, desperately waiting for her to laugh at your jokes or validate your existence, she feels that pressure instantly. Women are highly attuned to this. They can sense when a man is trying to earn his worth from her reaction instead of embodying it from within. This is where masculine presence comes in. When you are grounded, comfortable in your own skin, and not trying to rush the interaction toward a specific outcome, you become magnetic. Presence means you're not performing for her. You're not auditioning for the role of boyfriend. You are simply there, fully engaged, listening without frantically planning what you're going to say next. You allow a moment of silence to breathe without panicking. You remain rooted in yourself, a steady force, even if she's emotional or tests you a little. That unwavering steadiness is what makes her feel safe enough to surrender into her feminine energy. And here's the beautiful paradox. When you stop needing her approval, she starts desiring yours. When you're not in a hurry to get to her body, she naturally feels the urge to move closer to yours. The feminine spirit opens and blossoms when it feels chosen, not consumed. So, with that foundation, what are the actual questions that create this magic? Instead of, what do you do? Try asking, what are you most passionate about right now? Instead of the boring, where are you from? Try, what's a moment from your past that you feel really shaped who you are today? And instead of the generic, what do you like to do for fun? Go deeper with, what makes you feel most alive? These questions do more than just gather information. They create emotional resonance. They send a clear signal that you are interested in her inner world, not just her external stats. And that depth is precisely what forges an attraction that lasts far beyond the first date. Here's the bottom line. Attraction isn't about being perfect or having all the right lines. It's about being curious enough to ask questions that gently touch a woman's soul. It's about creating a sanctuary of emotional safety through your consistent and grounded presence. And it's about fundamentally understanding that genuine desire follows emotional connection, not the other way around. The man who understands this doesn't just get a woman's attention. He becomes unforgettable. He's not chasing her. He is creating a space where she naturally, joyfully, wants to reveal herself to him, emotionally and physically. So I invite you to try this. In your very next conversation with a woman, shift your focus. Ask her about what genuinely lights her up, not just what she does from 9 to 5. Truly listen without planning your next move. Let a moment of silence exist without rushing to fill it. And then just watch. Watch how she leans in a little closer. Watch how her eyes soften. Watch how she begins to open up and start seeing you as someone truly different. That is the moment you'll know it's working.